I have noticed when I'm on stage, I'm consistently, no matter how many times I've checked, pretty much concerned that I've left my flies undone. And so I find myself trying, how am I gonna reach down and check that they're not without it just looking really, really weird? That is the classic anxiety dream, right? And I'm worried that I'm gonna literally do it for real. I've felt myself up a lot on stage, I guess. I'm Hugh Dancy. I'm here to talk to you about and convince you to watch the 3rd season of Hannibal. The beginning of this season is like, I suppose, a kind of quest, right? Hannibal's off on the run, but also just creating a new life for himself. And I'm also going in his footsteps, but more to just try and figure out who he is and where he came from than just to catch him and apprehend him.
Hannibal took someone from you. Are you here to take someone from him?
If I were like Hannibal, I would have killed you already. Cooked you, ate you, and fed what was left of you to him.
The reason I was kind of turned on by it was the potential that you have in television to kind of take those stories which we've seen so far in like 2-hour movies and totally rip them open, expand them.
Do you know where he is?
Why are you looking for him?
So you're kind of rooting for Hannibal. I mean, that's what's fun about this season, is that he's now on the road and I mean, everybody knows what he is and what he does, so he's now out just kind of living it up.
I've never known myself as well as I know myself when I'm with him.
Will is a criminal profiler who's basically backed out of the game because it's too difficult for him, because he suffers from terrible, nightmarish, feverish kind of form of empathy, really, particularly with violence, and Hannibal is just fueling that. And along the way I've been eviscerated and have been cut open and been jailed and generally had a bad time. Silence of the Lambs was clearly, kind of at its heart, was about that odd relationship between the serial killer and the investigator, and that's true for us as well. We just get to explore that a little more. There's various different culinary advisors, right? So it's not, so I think Brian, who writes the show, Brian Fuller, will think like, you know, okay, what would be the best, most interesting way to eat a human leg? So then he'll email, you know, the chef that he's talking to, who'll say, well, you can wrap it in, you know, if you wrapped it in clay and baked it, but then you get to crack it open with a hammer and that would look cool. And then there's a wonderful lady called Janice who will then go and create that and cook it. And it's kind of a work of art.
Where does she get her human legs?
We don't talk about that really, but we film in Toronto, so I'm assuming from Canadians. There'd been serial killers before. We'd had Psycho, you know, Norman Bates, obviously that's been revisited as well, right? But the idea of the totally capable, like super sophisticated guy who just has no morals, I think that was kind of, Hannibal Lecter was one of the first iterations of that. And I guess it's just something that terrifies us.
You've examined him in medieval Italian, and I will not deny his language is admirable.
Thank you.
For a straniero. Are you familiar with the personalities of pre-Renaissance Florence? I think not. Dr. Phil.
There are certain characters, I mean, a bit like a good play. You know, nobody says, well, why are we doing, you know, Hamlet again? No, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this is Hamlet, but there's a reason that people keep going back to Hannibal Lecter, and you've got, I mean, including Mads, who plays Hannibal on our show, like great actors who find something in that character.
Allegro mi sembrava amore, tenendomi il cuore in mano.
Feels like a kind of fever dream blood opera. I mean, yeah, for want of another phrase, there's a sense that whatever's taking place is taking place as much in the imaginations and the subconscious of the characters in the show, and that we try and show that on screen in a way.
Dante's first sonnet. It fascinated Cavalcanti. The eating of the heart is a powerful image.